was a fun night at Xtream Arena. The Heartlanders nearly pulled it off, but 42 shots for the Comets, and their final one on the power play at 4-on-3 is enough to solve Iowa. Final score, Fort Wayne 2, Iowa 1. We welcome you back up to the booth for the final time. Chris Peters and David Fine summarizing what, Chris, was a fun game here at Xtream Arena. It always seems like, hey, it might be going a little bit slow, a little boring, and then Iowa pulls a rabbit out of the hat to get the point like that. Matthew Sopp gets the Heartlanders an important standings point in overtime.
Yeah, you're going to remember that. And I mean, the fact that he was able to find a way to get that point for them with the penalty shot goal. I mean, just an all-out effort. You got to have a ton of respect for the young rookie who had some tough moments, but a lot of great moments, and none greater than that penalty shot goal that injected some life into this building.
Comets 2, Iowa 1. Let's take a look at the highlights from tonight's game, Chris. There were some good ones, and a lot of them came off the body, glove, stick, whatever you want to say. William Rousseau really did it all tonight from start to finish. Truly
was the story. This, unfortunately, the goal that he gave up, but that was a great shot from Austin Swankler, and it's just a tough one for any goalie to pick up the way he shot that so quickly, but that was the only goal allowed in regulation of the 39 shots that he faced. And then there's Matthew Sopp drawing the penalty shot in the last 2.5 minutes of regulation. That is all-out effort and great skill, and we saw him have a couple of chances. But let's take a look and marvel at this beauty of a shootout move. Absolutely froze Brett Brochu, a talented goaltender on an AHL contract. Matthew Sopp, hello. And that is a beautiful backhand goal. The crowd erupted, kisses the deer head, and unfortunately,
great call.
This is the end of the game. Alex Aliardi, one of the great veterans of this league, finds the one-timer in overtime, and that is how we ended up at a 2-1 final.
Aliardi, his 5th goal and his 9th point in 7 games. A deer hunter against the Heartlanders in his career. Final stats, Chris, block shots. I mean, if Iowa's going to have success this year based on how it's looked, when that number's about where that is, think about that. That's 65 shot attempts, essentially 65 shots that maybe could have been on net from Fort Wayne.
Yeah, they lost the possession battle badly in this game, but they mitigated it with shot blocking, with the tremendous goaltending of William Rousseau. This is about as talented a team as they are going to see all season, and these are the types of numbers that are going to pop up on the screen every time they play teams like Toledo and Kansas City, Fort Wayne, whoever it might be. And this team showed today that they can play still with some structure. They can still play. They can counterattack. They can be physical, but they can also block shots, and they can penalty kill as well. Some big-time penalty kills. Unfortunately, didn't get the last one that they needed at the end there, but I think that this was an all-in-all, a lot of positives to be drawn from this game because of how good that Fort Wayne team is.
And I'd say positives for the weekend, Chris, is you played 2 one-goal games against arguably, on paper, the best team in the division. Toledo might have something to say about that, but based off the signing, you play a veteran-laden team to start. They did it against Rapid City last year. They got a point out of that weekend. It kind of hung them around a little bit. The year before against Idaho, veteran-laden team. We need Bloomington here to start, if they're not as veteran-laden, to start the season next year.
Yeah, exactly. But, you know, I think that this was, all in all, a good learning experience. And what you're going to see with this Heartlander team, they are very young. And we've got the Bison coming in on November 30th. Crispy bacon night. And I'm, you know, my initial, Chris P is my, that's how I go. So I think I will, do I get a custom jersey? Somebody get me a custom jersey. I don't know if you can make that decision, but I need one.
Can't wait for it. Also, if you're following on MC22, you can catch not only this Crispy Bacon game night here at Xtream Arena, but also our next In the Heartland show, which will debut this Tuesday. We're back for Season 4 of In the Heartland up at the MediaCom studios on MC22. So it's been a great broadcast here. A big thank you to our team down in the truck, everyone with MC22, our statistician, Packy Moran, and the entire team putting on a great show for you. Heartlanders light it up in the 3rd period, tying the game. Do steal a point from this one for the Comets. But ultimately, the Comets win 2-1 in overtime. It's David Fine and Chris Peters signing off for the final time for our entire MC22 team. Have a great night, everyone.